Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP podcast. I am one of your hosts, John Clemente, and as usual, I am alongside my bestest best friend, dad of the decade, Chubax. How are you doing, Chubax?
Hello, I'm Chubax.
Oh. so and for those who are just tuning in, plus 63 HP podcast is just a couple of best friends talking about the things that we've seen, the things that we are hyped about, and talking a little bit about of our lives. So hopefully we share that to you guys. You share your stuff with us, we share our stuff to you guys, and we're all gonna have fun. And each and every week, of course, we want to start off with a little bit of a daddy talk. So Chubax, what's the daddy talk of the week update?
Today, let's click on there. So today is just the D&D with the kids. Oh my god, it's so hard.
Oh,
I don't know how
so just to recap,
Angelo does it.
yeah. So just to recap, you're doing the Stranger Things D&D with your two kids.
Yes. So we started 2 weeks. This was our second session, and it's just so much work. I don't know how Angelo does it, and it's like so funny. And then my kids colored my dice tower because
What?
apparently it's our dice our dice tower, not just mine. So it looked like crap.
How was the character creation experience with two little kids? What are their experience? Like, how old are your kids
Oh,
again?
uh, 9 and 7,
So how is a 9 and a
9 and 8. Yeah.
7-year-old
Well,
um
the Stranger
uh
Things set it already came with pre-made characters
got it.
and a pre-made
And
adventure. So it's kind of laid. Everything's kind of laid out, but it also kind of makes it difficult for them because since they don't know the character, they're just reading it on
mhm.
paper. They don't know all the spells, they don't know all the
Yeah, what
abilities. So they just keep going with one attack or the same thing. Like Lucas just keeps going with the sword because he doesn't know about the other stuff. So I had to go ask Angelo, and he said that there's other packages there for better for kids. So I went to this
but you
site like the Dungeon Masters Guild, and they have
mhm.
there's this wonderful module that includes the character creation in the story in the role play.
Oh
So
nice.
it's gonna help them,
Yeah.
level up and create their character in a easier way than how we did it. Where we did it, we just
Mhm.
rolled for everything, and then we had Angelo guide us, so it was easier. So next week we're gonna
The,
restart and we'll do that again.
oh, you're restarting because the idea is
Yeah.
like I remember when we were 9 and 10 and 11. I don't think I was wait. I think around 10 years old was my first real RPG experience, Chrono Trigger. So I had
Ooh,
a little
nice.
bit of experience in character creation and role playing games, but I don't know kids nowadays with Roblox and Fortnite and Minecraft if they are as into the RPG element of it, the leveling up, the knowing what
Yeah.
tools that you have as we are. Because for me, when we started our D&D, that was kind of like that's the most type thing for me was researching, reading about the character, what
Mm-hmm.
weapons I could choose, what spells I would start eyeing as I level up. Um but I'm glad that you guys are they're enjoying.
Oh, of course. And though Lucas gets really pissed when he rolls a one or a two. There was an encounter with skeletons where he was the paladin and he keeps missing like 3 shots in a row. He kept rolling a two, a one, and a five, and he was so pissed. And he doesn't like being the tank. So he's like, next time I'm not gonna be a tank anymore. I don't want to be in front. He doesn't want to take damage. Oh my god, this is gonna be. How are they gonna play with him? It's gonna be crazy.
That sounds of course, like I have not heard of any of our other friends or my other friends here who plays D&D with their kids. But I figure that's a fun way to take them off the screens a little bit more, and then really have them think about the game creation, the character creation, and not just like master a few moves to be good at a particular skill. So that is just super fun.
Yeah, and it's
Any
just
other things?
fun time with the family.
That's true. Any time, quality time with the family is important. Any other stuff?
I think that's about it for me
Cool.
for that talk this week.
Awesome. I have my life updates a little bit. If while I intro it a little bit, if you can click into our show notes so I can show that
Oh, we're in it.
I
We're
don't.
in it.
Okay. No, but can you click on the hyperlink of Hamptons Vacation and share the
Oh,
tweet
okay.
or but so while Chubax is trying to set that up, I should have given you a little bit more warning. But um, I work long hours, but it is start of the September here in the East Coast of the United States, usually signaled by the end of the summer. And I have not been I have not been to the beach the entire summer. I actually have not had more than a day off probably this entire year. So this week, I finally took my first trip, my first actual trip with the person that I'm seeing. So we're boyfriend and girlfriend now. And it's a
Oh,
real
ooh, I
trip.
didn't know that.
Yep, that's the one part of the announcement was
Okay.
um
You
the
are in a
Courtney the girl.
relationship.
I am in a relationship. It is
Ooh.
wonderful. She's a stable, mature woman. So it's very refreshing. But I've never been to the Hamptons. I've always heard about the Hamptons in like fancy TV shows or where rich white people go to take vacation. And when we got there, yes, it is indeed where rich old people take have their second house or third house and have vacation. But we
Where did you?
rented a little
How did you?
bung.
Where did you stay?
So it's West Hampton Bay. So it's smack in the middle of the Hamptons. So that's a little strip of island off of New York City.
No, like, did
Uh,
you have to Airbnb or something?
no, so it was kind of like a resort slash hotel slash bungalow. So it's a tiny little bungalow.
Okay.
Right, in front of your bungalow is the bay, which we are seeing right now, and then across the street on the other side is the beach. So that's Hamptons is a very tiny strip of land where one touches the bay, one touches the Atlantic Ocean and the beach. So that's why people really, really love like going there. My real update here is I was so excited that I was gonna have my first trip with a girlfriend that I brought all the bells and whistles. I'm gonna make a
The
fun two,
fancy
3 minute
toys.
video. Yeah, I brought my drone, I brought my action cameras, I filmed a lot of it, and I actually just finished editing it, and I'll be sharing it to friends and family after this call. But I'm very proud of this two tweet thread that I posted in Twitter a
Okay, it's
couple
up
of days
now.
ago. Yeah. So the caption of the first thread, if you move up a little bit, is said, I have a picture for the audio listeners. I have a picture of the bay, which is the dock where our bungalow staying at. It's a wonderful sunset photo. It's a gorgeous bay, super tranquil and everything. But um, flying drones in New York is it's not necessary. It's prohibited. So you'll need special unlocking licenses every time that you fly anywhere within the state of New York. So you need to
So
get a
even in like
license.
in the park, Central Park, you can't.
It definitely there are certain parts that it will literally block you from flying, or if a cop sees you, you'll get a ticket
Okay.
unless you show them your license. So for me, I know that I have my drones license. It's not a commercial license, but it allows me to fly in these areas in New York State. But um, when we got there, I was so excited in taking drone footage of our bungalow that I was not paying attention on how I was unlocking my drone. So usually, what it does is before you turn on your drone, you text your number or you send your number through the app, and then they'll text you back kind of like a temporary unlock code where you have to agree that if you break something, or if you lose your drone, or if you break somebody's property, you're liable for all of that. So you just usually say yes and you can fly. But Courtney had a dog, which was very, very scared of the drone when I started flying it. So instead of letting it hover near me, I made the drone fly up away from the dog. I did not check the battery. And then what happened was, like, while I was waiting for the response back for my drone to be unlocked, it ran out of battery. And because it was in kind of like a drone unlock hover mode, it just dropped, and it went into the bay, into the picture that I saw here. So, but the caption of the post was, if you pull up a little bit, I may have lost the drone, but I made priceless memories, which I did
I would say
for
that's
the
like
first day.
$600 memory.
Yeah. The thing was, like, after the first day, because I crashed my drone literally 15 minutes into our trip. The second day that we were there, I got another drone because I was not gonna lose any other memory. So the next tweet that I had is,
At least you weren't
yeah,
pissed. Some people would be pissed and then it would ruin the
no, no,
vacation.
it was my bad. It was my fault. I should have not been flying it. I should have unlocked it first. Stuff like that. So things that you learn when you read the instruction manuals. And then my second tweet after that, if you pull down a little bit more, Chubax, is just me posting the first video that I took from my new drone. Um, and saying, it's like, I also immediately got a replacement drone, so I don't miss another memories. But that's it. Quick updates from me. Got a lady now, and I got two drones because I also got a replacement drone from the drone that I crashed. So there it is. We have a little bit of that talk, a little bit of personal talk. Now we're going to the
That is
meat
a
of
nice
our.
drone shot, though.
It is. I mean, ever since that I got my drone, which was weird because my the first drone that I got was my dad's. Somebody, my grandfather or my uncle gave my dad a drone. My dad doesn't even know how to turn on his damn phone, so it stayed dormant for a year. When I visited them, I stole it. I upgraded that drone to something that is a lot more cinematic, which is the drone that I crashed, the Mavic Air 2. And then when I crashed my Mavic Air 2, I went to Best Buy, bought the super tiny, super handy, smaller, more prosumer, like entry level drone, the Mini 2, which is as big as, literally, it's as big as an iPhone 10, which is kind of great.
Nice.
Doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it does pretty much
Are,
80% of the same things as my old
are
drone.
the drones out where it can just follow you automatically?
So my air the Air 2, so the second level. So the minis are the entry level,
Mm-hmm.
air level is the prosumer level, and then pro is the pro level. So the Air 2 and the pro levels have active track, where I've done it in some of my videos, where you draw a box around you and it'll follow you either in a tripod mode. It'll just like focus on you, or
Mm-hmm.
or track mode, where if you take a step, it'll take a step and maintain a particular distance away from you. So
So,
yes,
but
it
even in New York, can you do that? Like track mode just beside you? Or do you
you
still need
you
those
you can
license?
you can, but again, every time you fly, you send that unlock code, right? And
Mm.
if you crash into a car, or if you so
Hit
there's a lot of
somebody.
trees, if you hit somebody, or yeah, again, if you crash into a tree and get a a drone ticket is $3,000
Holy
for public
shit.
areas, $5,000 for, like, um you say, designated historic park. So a friend of mine got a $5,000 ticket for flying his drone in Coney Island, which is that's why
Damn.
immediately,
That's more expensive
you
than a car ticket, like a driving ticket.
that I figure that's why people just, if you want an aerial shot of Coney Island or New York City, you just fucking rent a helicopter. It's cheaper. Yeah.
That's true.
But enough about you and enough about me. This channel is about us sharing the things that we've seen, we've experienced, that would like people to know about and experience from themselves. Um, the next up on the show notes is something that is near and dear to Chubax's heart, kind of infected me. But I think this is,
Yes.
a little bit of backstory though, because we're talking about F1, Formula One racing,
Formula One race.
the top engineering and racing sport in the entire world.
Not that big in
So we're,
US
yeah, not
compared
that
to other
big,
world
but
to other countries.
yeah, we have, US is weird. They have NASCAR and whatever, but
IndyCar.
the when we were in high school, we were all into the I channel or Star TV Formula One every Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. That was 2 decades ago. Mika Hakkinen,
Michael
Michael
Schumacher.
Schumacher era, Ferrari and McLaren era, when Williams was still a relevant racing team. And then we haven't done this in decades. And
Yes.
then
I haven't been
earlier
following
this year,
at all.
yeah, but yeah, well, last year I remember when we started doing our Zoom calls. One of our best friends, Mark, has been
Raving.
encouraging us, raving about the Netflix documentary called Drive to Survive. We did not pay attention until earlier this year. I started it and I was fucked. I was like in. I loved it. I infected you, and now you're even more in than I am.
Yes, and my
You
my
infect
wife too, and then my friend, other friends are
and
all
you
into it.
infected me back because like you got the F1 subscription so we can watch
Yes,
um
you can follow the
the
race.
races and during the weekends. So I got a F1 subscription to watch the races in the weekend as well. So this is kind of how our kind of small group goes. But before we head to this channel that kind of like is like, your thing, uh, one day we'll do a deep dive on why the Drive to Survive Netflix sports documentary works so well for F1. And just a summary, F1 is such a weird sport.
We
It's
will
so corrupt,
we'll discuss
it's
that
so
next. Yes, so
political,
much to discuss about that.
but it's so amazing, which is weird. I usually, if you find something that, oh, why this does not make sense, but now it's like,
It's just really
it's
interesting.
amazing.
Interesting.
So
It
we'll,
just
we'll
hooks you.
We'll definitely have our best friend Mark to do our F1 deep dives and our Drive to Survive deep dives. But I'll turn it over to you, Box, to talk about your YouTube
Uh,
channel of the week.
yeah. So for me, it's just let me switch to that. It's just WTF1, and they're just a group of people that just love F1, and they have their own podcast like us, but they follow the races very closely, and they have very interesting videos like especially if you're a beginner, like they talk about the cars, the rules, overtaking, um, and this new video they have is like why cars can't be go full electric anytime soon, and they just do they just talk so well. They have watch alongs, reactions, and then their tweets and shows. So like me and John will suggest recommend you watching F1. This one is a good way to like dip your toes in it, see some stuff,
Mhm.
get to know some of the drivers, the teams, and
Yeah.
as well as the Netflix, of course, the Netflix Drive to Survive.
Yeah. So I think the what do you call this? The route is, if you have no idea what F1 is, even better, even better. Right? Because
Jump.
you start with Drive to Survive, which is, again, it's essentially racing with hierarchies. The top three seed will always be the top three seed. The unique thing about F1, there's a midfield, and then there's like people in the back that are just struggling to get their act together. So you get to understand the context and the characters. WTF1, why F1, why the F1? I figured is their acronym. Breaks down a lot of the fundamentals, issues, um techniques of F1 in a very fun and visual way where you don't have a talking head. You have, for the audio listeners, we're showing a loop of their latest video right now. It's very visual, so it's kind of like a talking infographic, so anybody could really absorb the information easily, and they cover a wide range of topics between like basics to like very, very nitty gritty. Why do they keep the sparks? We have the
Yeah,
technology to not
the
have
sparks
sparks in race.
and the fun ones
Yeah,
were
when
like they compared the 1,000 pound simulator to the 1 million pound simulator, and the
yeah,
differences and how good the of course the million one is, how crazy it is.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
There's we're
that's
gonna be Yeah, so we're gonna be sharing a lot of like these channels moving forward. Like in our previous episode, we shared our channel inspirations. All of them are super entertaining and super educational. And then on occasion there'll be certain niche products. Like F1 is definitely a sport that it's not even available in all the countries, but it is. You can, if you
yeah.
want some drama for a sport that has a lot of drama, and then a sport that has a lot of in like actual technical engineering marvels that they do, the things that these cars and these drivers go through and experience race every race is a feat not only of engineering but also human marvel.
Oh,
But if you also just want comedy, like, you have like, there's a couple of race car, well,
like
couple of race
most
massive.
sensitive prima donnas on the planet behind the most expensive cars.
Yeah, we have the top race car or like F1 driver for the past what, 5, 6, 7
Seven, yeah.
years. Um, is not only the only person of color, but he's the top race car driver. So imagine, so if you want a social justice or a cause behind it, you have that angle as well. But you also have prime example of nepotism in
Yeah, and
sports.
even that top driver, Lewis Hamilton, is already complaining about how it's almost impossible for middle class people and below to get into
100%.
F1 or to karting because it's just so expensive.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's like any other fancy sport like golf. There are TikTokers that are amazing golfers because they're amazing athletes, but they will never be professional golfers because it's like 40, 50, $60 for a round of golf, and then let
but
alone your
even that
clothes
pales to karting where you
pales
have
to
to buy a car,
100%.
fuel, tires, plus the
Safety
race,
measures, the race
bringing
itself,
equipment from different places to the race. And
100%.
then they said as you go higher, it's gonna be impossible to do it on your own. You gotta get sponsored by
Sponsors, yeah.
some rich guy or some rich company. So
Yeah,
it's like
I
wow.
mean, it's the same thing. It's like, you can complain about F1, you can complain about golf, you can complain about equestrian. There will always be sports where resources will be a barrier. That's why we celebrate athletes like Lewis Hamilton,
Yeah.
Tiger Woods, the Williams sisters, where they are just transcendental athletes that really blew up the sport, and we're happy that
And they
there's
worked their
that
asses
level
off.
there. 100%. That's the thing too. It's like, good tangent about our discussion, but doesn't matter. Again, talent will always overshadow either people that skirted, took a shortcut or bought their way in, or nepotized their way into a particular field, industry, or sport. you know Talent will always, like, the truth will always come out. So Lewis Hamilton, you know, if he were if his family was well off, or if his family was not well off, his passion for driving, and just being the best race car driver in the world will not be hidden. So he will eventually would have rose to the top regardless of what had happened. And I'm happy that it's just weird that the past 7 years. the only black person in the grid is also the top,
Champion.
the champion for so long.
I know.
This is great. Anyway, that was Tangent. YouTube channel of the week, WTF F1. Check it out. Subscribe to their channel. Let them know if you do enjoy it. Let them know that we sent you, and then we love their work. Mm. We'll go to the meat of our episodes, where this is what we hope you guys join the discussion. Is we watch a lot of stuff and we talk about a lot of them, and we have our opinions. We don't presume that it is the most correct, but we will be giving you kind of our unofficial ratings, where should you spend your time watching these or getting into these particular series. But the first topic, it's no question at all. Um, uh, Chubax, what did you think about the Rick and Morty season 5 1 or 2 part finale?
It was so good. Though I need some help with some story beats because I
Exactly.
watched it once. I haven't watched it twice. I'm gonna have to go back to it. But the flashback was like so. There was a lot going on. I couldn't follow a lot of all of it. So Rick killed his wife, and Beth was there, right?
Well, so my understanding is, okay, so this is
He
where
dropped the bomb with Beth and the mom.
he accidentally killed his wife. I That's what my
Because I thought
understanding.
he was going for revenge to that guy who dropped the bomb.
Yes. So that Rick was kind of killing off all the other Ricks, or the Ricks that he could not control or manipulate. So he will be, but instead of killing once, what's our Rick, 161 1 610.
137, I think 137.
Yeah, so our Ricks, that other Rick accidentally killed our Rick's uh wife and daughter,
Instead of him.
and then
It should have been him,
instead of
right?
him. Yeah,
So
that's
he
why
goes
he went on a.
crazy.
Mhm.
Uh huh. Which
And then
means, wait,
starts.
so C-137's Morty is not his real Morty.
See, that's the
If
thing too.
if Beth died as a kid, there's no Summer and Morty, right?
That's true.
So he
So well, the few episodes before that, uh, his younger self told him like, "Oh, you're one of those Ricks that cloned your own daughter, right? Remember
yeah.
that? I think that was episode 6 or 5 or 6,
Mm-hmm.
like a throwaway line, like, "Oh, you're one of those that couldn't handle the loss of 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 your wife and daughter, so you cloned your own wife and daughter, or daughter in this case, Beth." So, and
Oh,
that's
okay,
where
okay. So
C
he
one
can.
thirty seven is living. Actually, before that, how would you describe Rick and Morty to somebody who has never seen Rick and Morty? Give somebody a pitch, like, all right, this is an adult-ish cartoon that you should watch. What would you describe the show as?
Well, oh, easy. It's just like where it came from. It's like Back to the Future, Doc Brown, oh, Doc and Marty, but Marty's a kid and Doc's the smartest man in the universe. That's a abusive drunk
You see,
who can
it's
do anything.
yeah, I've been trying to think about, like, if I have friends who are not only averse to cartoons but averse to weird cartoons. It's like, how do I get them to watch this? Because
It's just
their
so good.
storytelling is so complex that it looks like, yeah, this is like a drunk old scientist that's so smart, that travels universes, travels worlds, kills and fucks everywhere, and goes on adventures with
His
his
grandson.
grandson. That's essentially the story. But why he's going on adventures, what adventures he's going on, what sick depraved things he's done in other universes is I don't know how to encapsulate it. And my worry is we're already on the fifth season. I
Yeah,
can barely understand all of the intertwining story
because
beats.
that's
I'm
what I
just
love.
enjoying
Because
the adventure.
they, instead of like, you always hear broad strokes for the storylines, the plots. For here, it's all fine print. It's all the little throwaway lines, the little details. It's so good. Even just the dialogue. It's a small dialogue that I love. It's like but remember when Rick made Jerry float like a boy float in air. He's like uh some guy walks on water. Everybody worships him, but I can make I make you float. I know I wasn't born into the god business. I fucking earned it. Like damn, man, he's right.
You're I think you're 100% right. The 95% of the cartoon is just fucked up adventures. Essentially, like if you're a college kid high in your dorm room watching this, you're gonna have a grand old time because of all of the weird stuff that they do. But if you really like the actual fanboys and fangirls who listen and then try to decipher all, it's essentially just like a show. 95% an adult swim show and 5% like an Easter egg hunt for really nerdy
Yeah,
fun people that wants to really uncover the through line of all of these stories. But that's the thing, that's my concern. We're already in 5 seasons, and usually the longer the show goes on, the harder the barrier to entry becomes harder and harder, because the fun of these shows is us talking about what people have been talking about as
yeah.
the episodes happen. So
Evil Morty. Yeah, I know. It's definitely a difficult pitch just because it's animated.
the last two episodes, one was where Rick replaced Morty with
With
two crows.
two crows.
And it's funny because at first it's just like, all right, they pick an animal that is actually very smart. All right, crows are very smart. But also it was kind of like, there's a subtext, like this is my galaxy brain working, because I know that Rick and Morty is always, there's like layers upon layers and layers upon messaging, and it's like, oh, so what Morty wants is to prove to Rick, who him with replaced Morty with crows, to eat crow, so to take him back, right? So it's like, in the end, it's like I was so wrong that those two crows were like,
Using him also.
just, yeah. And then the last episode was
And like
uh
you do know about Dan Harmon's circle, right?
circle. Mhm.
Yeah, the character circle where basically it's a circle. So he goes back. The character
Mhm.
like I think it's uncomfortable with what his current situation. So he goes out and looks for something else, and then he finds it, and then he still fucks up. So in the end, he goes back to where he
We
was, something
realize
like
it.
that. Yeah,
Yeah. We need like an actual discourse with somebody that understands that, because that's a good storytelling. It's no longer the three act structure which 80% of the shows use. So this circular storytelling is also what is, so Dan Harmon's kind of like tree of writers have infiltrated Marvel, has infiltrated Disney. So we are going to get more and more shows with more complex storytelling, which is good for the audience. So
yeah, variety
I'm
always
excited.
helps.
I'm excited to learn a little bit more of those beats. But yeah, Rick and Morty season 5 finale.
Cannot wait for
It is a good,
more.
yeah. So while they're on the off season, it's the best opportunity for everybody to start finding a way to either get Adult Swim or HBO Max,
Yeah.
and then start,
Me personally, I love it so much. I have all of it on I bought it on iTunes.
how much is one iTunes episode? It says
Oh,
99 cents or two
I
ninety
bought
nine
I buy it per season like 20
per
bucks.
season? Oh, so $20 per
Yeah,
season.
and
Okay,
there's like
so
extra videos like makings and stuff.
I one day will bring in a guest. My one of my closest friends here, Carl. He works for AWS, Amazon Web Services, which people do not know, pretty much owns, like Amazon owns the internet. Like most of the streaming services uses the Amazon Web Services. So when people say the cloud, usually people think, oh, is it Oracle? Is it IBM? Is it Google? Actually, it's Amazon. So him working for AWS gives him some uh, uh,
Unique
uh,
insight.
not so his clients are these streaming services, right? So he's a solutions architect, making sure that these streaming services work properly in low bandwidth, high bandwidth situation, different locales, different players, whatever. So that's his main job. But so he has his own janky cloud service, like his own personal jank service. So any new streaming thing is, as long as it's on video on demand, as long as it's on any of the big networks, he kind of has access to it, and he gives some of his friends like, all right, if you have like a Plex server or something that can plug into his own cloud server, we can watch ostensibly all of these shows. So anything that is out. So Rick and Morty, I watch it there. Ted Lasso, I watch it there because I can't afford to, have another Apple subscription
TV,
or the
ML Plus.
subscription. So yeah, but we call it Carl Flicks because all of the streaming services goes to his server, and we kind of get to watch it there. So that's where I watch Rick and Morty. But we suggest you find your local version of it. Tell us about how easy or difficult it is for you guys to
In the
watch.
Philippines, it's
Um,
on Netflix,
oh, that's nice. So you just have to wait.
but it's censored, so that sucks.
Do they cut stuff or did they just bleep stuff?
They just bleep it.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine with bleeping.
I love hearing
Um,
Rick say fuck.
I mean, it's interesting.
Just
So,
a personal choice,
um,
personal
good.
preference.
So, Rick and Morty, topic one, great show. What's next?
Next
Oh,
is I haven't I watched 5 minutes, but I missed. I have didn't ran out of time to watch Killmonger. Did you like it?
okay.
I just
Well,
wait. Let's talk about. We didn't talk about the zombie one
okay. So we're gonna
because
talk about.
I only saw it this week.
Okay, so we're gonna have to get better at topical topics.
I know, I
But
know.
uh, last week, we're so Marvel's What If episode 5 is
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
okay,
peace. I love peace.
spoilers uh for those who have not seen the episodes, but it's been a week. All right. It is where Hank Pym again, center of all what's
Why is it? Yeah. Interesting
so
though.
that's another. Yeah, but again, we'll discuss it, and that's, I think, well enough discussion to think about. Like 2 out of the 5 episodes, Hank Pym was at the center of this global catastrophe, right? Or the universe-changing catastrophe. So, Hank Pym, as we all know, in Ant-Man and the Wasp,
That's the second
right?
film. Yeah.
The second one was able to
Save his
um,
wife.
go into the quantum realm, find the wife, and bring her back out, Michelle Pfeiffer. In this episode, though, or in this version, the wife was infected by some weird quantum realm virus, which kind of turned her into a zombie. Um, infects Hank Pym. Hank Pym infects Ant
Scott.
Man, Paul Rudd, and then Scott, which is weird because he was able to info. It was the Avengers were fighting this infection of zombies for a while until the Avengers themselves got infected, and then the world was fucked. Um,
Because the powers stay as you are
so that's the
zombified.
in this universe when the good thing about the episode is because it's so short. It's like a little bit
30
it's
plus.
around
Yeah.
30 minutes. They have to be very quick in establishing the rules of the zombie world, and every zombie movie kind of have to show you their rules. What type of zombie are you? Are you the zombie that is running fast? Are you the slow
Slow.
and dumb? Right. This one is, yes, you are in between slow and dumb and overwhelms you, but also you maintain, if you have superpowers, you maintain your superpowers, which is kind of weird, kind of fun, but all right, we'll get it. Right. Doctor Strange still had the sling ring. Iron Man was still doing the repulsor blasts and stuff like that. So yeah, that's you can watch the episodes yourselves to kind of find out what had happened. The good thing about it is like cool cool matchups, like cool pairings that we've never seen.
And I
We
actually
have
like,
that.
since I'm watching it with my kids, I saw this one kind of funny where they weren't a fan, or I think Nick was, of how it was funny at parts, like
Mhm,
for a zombie episode. I think he
mhm,
wanted it all dark. I would have enjoyed it also if they went like heavy on the all the dark. But watching
mhm.
it with kids, it was, I like that there was a lot of funny beats, and it still had the heart, and especially since Peter was there. It would have been a
Yeah. Eh,
little off if there wasn't any, light moments.
that was that was the thing that I was in agreement with Nick a little bit because if you tell the story like uh we should spoil it because it's done already, right? So
Yeah,
in
more
the
than a week.
end, yeah, so Vision so the remaining Avengers, Spider-Man, Wasp, Agent Carter,
Banner
Happy, Banner. So
and
I love
Okoye.
that
Okay,
crew.
Okoye
Okoye. It's like I
and
love
Bucky.
the
Yeah.
mix and matches of the crew. Right, Bucky. So
And most of them
they found
voiced it except Peter.
yeah, except for Peter. So they are the remaining Avengers. They rescued Banner from being beamed from Ragnarok or the start of Infinity War to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and then they're going to a place in the
New
original
Jersey.
Shield base
Yeah.
because they found a beacon there
That said there's a cure.
and so there's a cure. In the end, there is a cure. I like the way that they explained that the amygdala or something in the mind, in the brain, causes them to go awry. So Vision's Mind Stone can ostensibly wipe, cure, or rid of that particular infection in the brain, which is great. But Vision was only baiting healthy people to that place so that he could feed Wanda.
Wanda.
Wanda was infected. Vision can't cure Wanda because their powers kind of came from the same family of sources. So he's just feeding Wanda. We see T'Challa's leg chopped off and
Oh,
being fed to Wanda. So I love the Peter film a audiovisual intro guide to surviving
a
a
little
zombie
zombie
apocalypse.
landish.
Love it. I love the participation of everybody that was remaining.
How about Sebastian
Um,
Stan?
a pass. I've bragged on Sebastian Stan a couple of times already. I love him. He's a great actor. I've seen him in even I remember he was in fucking Latoya or Tanya, Margot Robbie about
The
the
skating.
figure skating debacle in the 80s or early 90s. So he's great, but again, voice acting not your cup of tea. I love the gore, I love the action, but I think for how heavy the main beats are, Vision, one, everybody's dead, everybody has their powers. Vision is crazy, is feeding body parts to a zombie Wanda. I think it was too like, I think maybe they start I could have did I would have preferred they started third the first act to be super funny and then the last two acts to be super serious. But again, I was entertained. It's not my favorite, but I was entertained. Where are you in terms of it? You're ranking it in the few.
Uh, what was our first? Um,
Black Panther is still my first. Or what
T'Challa.
if T'Challa became the Star Lord?
So wait, it's Peggy, T'Challa. What's the third one?
Avengers killed by Hank Pym.
The fourth one,
I have a list here.
I know. I keep.
Uh, what the fourth one is Doctor Strange. Fifth one is Zombie. Sixth one is Killmonger.
Killmonger. Okay. So T'Challa still number one. Strange still number two. Three is the zombies. Then we go to the murders, the serial killer episode, Hank Pym, and then Peggy.
Peggy. Yeah, I'd
But
be interested
you know
to
what?
hearing.
This was kind of a cliffhanger, right? The zombie one.
Yeah,
So
because
I think everything's gonna tie up so well once they start pulling the threads.
I mean, I want to figure this out because like how will like because this I mean I could see the all the other episodes meshing with each other, but ostensibly, the Hank Pym episode where he kills all the Avengers and this episodes are two different worlds, right?
Yeah.
So
Let's see. Let's see the sneak peek for the mid-season.
well, yeah, that'll be at the end. At the end,
Okay,
that's
okay.
kind of our reactions because we both hopefully have not seen this as thoroughly as we wanted to. But
I haven't seen it at all.
perfect. Um, other things that we've watched this week, or I've watched this week, pop into Schumacher on Netflix. We'll loop the Schumacher trailer while we discuss. You were the one. Well, we showed this trailer a few weeks ago, but
Yeah, no. The reason
I saw it this week.
I haven't seen it is, my wife wants to watch it, so I had to watch it with her, and we haven't had time yet together.
Yeah. So I've seen this. I actually saw this twice because I wasn't paying attention the first time. Um, my review for Schumacher documentary is as a character study. This is a wonderful peek into the Jordan like mindset of the apex predators in their sports, like the number one people. Usually the top people at a particular sport has a giant part of them or that are huge psychos or assholes,
Mm-hmm.
either to themselves, their family, or their competitors. So this was a good peek into that. So for people who
Which kind of sucks
want
that doesn't have. Though we don't have Michael in it.
100%, and which is the other thing too is I did not did I'm scared to Google this, but did he die in his
No, he's not dead yet.
ski? Yeah, so he's just like not. He
Last
got
last
into a
I
very
read
bad accident.
was he's conscious, but he's not walking, and I don't think he's speaking. So I don't
Mhm.
know the level yet, and the wife is very strict on who's able to see him.
Yeah, correct. So I just like this one is I'm half and half of it because as a Michael Schumacher character study, and then it's wonderful. His origin story is I did not realize that the first race that he won was the race where Ayrton Senna died.
Really, the
So
first race?
the first F1 race or one of, but in the end it's like that's one of it's always going to be tied into his winning is like that portion of it on how competitive they were, and he was just behind Ayrton Senna when that happened too. So but that's one of those things where there's so many small stories that you could hear about. Michael has how he's a off the grid, he is super fun, he parties,
He's
he's the
super
life of the
nice, right? He's
party,
very
super nice.
He's
So
charitable too. I don't know if they mentioned
100%
it.
like he hated the press, and his competitors are confused about him because they love him off the grid, but on the grid he's fucking asshole. Like like anybody, like
Any of the
it's just
apex predators,
again
Michael.
it Kobe, like
Brady.
again, you have to be there's something screw loose in your head if you want to be top of your sport. So that's good. The only negative that I will put here is again character study, heart, story. Um, great. Give it like an 8 out of 10. We've been so spoiled with so many amazingly shot and produced sports documentaries that unfortunately because Schumacher's footage is from the 90s, right?
Uh, it sucks.
Right, so most of the things that you see on screen are not as cinematic as we are extremely
Used to, especially with
used
Drive to
to.
Survive.
Drive to Survive, The Undisputed, or what's the new Netflix series? Um, Untold,
Untold.
Untold. Like even just like when they shoot the interview
It
with
looks so
very
good.
very wide headspace, great color grading, but NFL like
Hard Knocks.
the
We're getting Hard
Hard
Knocks in
Knocks,
season.
right? See, you do Hard Knocks. You know how beautiful those shots are. Like even if you're not a fan of the sport, when you look at it, it's just like it's just like this is so well shot, so dramatic, great audio cue. So this really suffers from that. It's everything was. I felt that I was transported back 5-10 years in terms of sports
Mm-hmm.
documentary. So luckily I'm very interested with the F1 greats. So I got to finish it, but I don't think people will kind of jump into this and make it like it's like one of the best sports documentaries. So my final rating here is like it's on Netflix. Watch it if you have an interest with both one F1 and two if you're interested with these kind of like apex predator sports personalities on how their mind
Best
works
of
and
the
how
best.
they
They're not even just
yeah
the best. They're the best of the best.
it's just the untouched people like the last thought I want the reason why I saw this twice is kind of um I love the fact where what people loved about Schumacher or people forget about Schumacher is when he joined Ferrari, it was not a good team, and he was instrumental in elevating everybody from the people that
That's
were
all
changing the
like the Tom
tires.
Brady effect, Michael Jordan effect.
Yeah, and he did it in the nicest possible way. He wasn't the Jordan asshole. He wasn't the Kobe asshole. He was just like he knew everybody's names. He knew everybody's
Brady, I
wives'
think, is more
names.
like that. Also,
Nice,
he's
yeah,
he's
he's nice.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But you can really see, and what I appreciated about the documentary was, hey, they would start testing, like driving the cars at 8 a.m. Usually, you should be done before like 4, 5 usual times. You never test in the dark because it's pretty useless, right? Him and his second driver, they would be doing it 8 till 8. They'll be doing meetings after. He would never require everybody to stay around, but everybody would. Everybody wanted to make Michael better. Everybody wanted to make the car better. And that's kind of, I look at that and say, I hope that people watch this, you take that into your lives, do that for your families and do that for work. That's Schumacher. It's on Netflix. Check it out. I've been talking a lot. Let's go to the thing that I have not seen and I want to hear more about. Let's go to Malignant.
I just added it now. I forgot about. I
Mm,
forgot to add. Dude, I think you should watch it.
so I've been hearing a lot of really good
I
things.
really.
Um, I'm
But
saving it so I can.
be careful though, cause it's a show that's you love it or you hate it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Okay,
Give me
so
the
it's
the
a
the pitch.
It's a James Wan film.
Aquaman, Conjuring.
Conjuring, Insidious. But this movie is
Um,
a little. It's a little different. It's not. It's like Conjuring is like fine dining horror, right? Like cream of the
interesting.
like really
Okay.
good, very finesse, very subtle, very it's fine dining. Insidious is a little more close to that too. This one is camp. Don't expect it to be so. It'll help, yeah. So
I
it'll
might enjoy that better.
yeah. So I'm not gonna go beyond that. So just watch whatever you see in the trailer because I'm not gonna spoil it. But dude, I can't wait to get watch it. So next week we can look at some of the memes because some of the memes are fucking hilarious. So when I look at the
But what is
tweets,
it?
when you look at the tweets after, it's really split. Like Lara, this is holy shit, motherfucker. Let's watch it again. Or others was like, what the fuck is this? What a waste of money. Don't watch it. But dude, I was watching it with Ernest on our weekly horror date. I just loved it, dude.
But what's the pitch?
So how do I do it
Possession?
without spoiling it? Uh, so there's the girl, the lead girl, and I guess people keep dying, and then they find out it's connected to her in some way.
Okay.
So it's like then yeah, let your mind wander whether
Okay.
uh
It's her, it's
some
possessed.
something like that, or there's another person that's connected to her, or just something like that. Just
Okay. All right. So again, Malignant is a horror film that came out to
last week,
HBO
2 weeks
Max
ago. Yeah.
last week.
Okay.
So yeah, so this week.
I think Friday or
Oh no,
something.
last Friday,
Yeah, yeah.
last Friday. So okay, so yeah, I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. I still haven't watched this one and the Netflix, the trilogy horror shows. Um,
Oh,
the
the
week,
Fear Street.
yeah, yeah, the Fear Street
Oh, you
series.
gotta watch that
Again,
too.
I'm waiting for I'm waiting for the girlfriend to have enough time to watch scary
Okay,
movies with me. It's like not because I'm scared. It's just like scary
it's
movies
more
are fun
fun.
to watch
Yeah,
with people.
and
Uh,
we should also, as you said, get better with this. So maybe we really oh, we can discuss this on post show.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what's next?
Next, Kate, run the trailer.
Okay.
Um, so Kate is a hyper violent, usual assassin got betrayed by got betrayed and now is out for revenge to people that betrayed her.
It
Simple as
seems
that.
like we've seen that movie already a couple of times. That
we've
plot.
we've seen this 100 million times. Even right now, there's a movie called Protege with Maggie Q or something like
Michael
that.
Keaton.
So Michael Keaton and Samuel L. Jackson. So yeah, the trope is there. So ostensibly, we don't expect a lot from the story. But
IGN gave it a
what
2.
so that's the reason why I put it here, and I
Okay.
wanted to advocate for this show. One, I've never like IGN is the worst place for reviews for pretty much everything. Maybe video games they know some stuff about because it's IGN, but their rating system is so weird. So they gave this a 2. I fucking love this. It's a
Really?
solid it's a solid 6.5.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
solid,
So I should
if
watch
you
it.
know what you're
And
getting.
I
Yeah,
like
if you
her
know
anyway,
what.
so
So one, it's Mary Elizabeth Weinstein. So just that's already a 5. Whatever she's in, she's wonderful. So two, we're seeing the trailer right now. One of her what do you call this cohorts or people that she will
associates.
be using to get to her move to the next beat is this young lady Japanese woman, which is kind of like the nephew of the head of the Yakuza clan that she
Okay.
is trying to
Niece.
find.
Uh-huh.
Niece. Fucking wonderful.
She's
She's
amazing.
delightful.
Okay.
She's cute, but not in a weird pedophilic way. She's funny. She has some quips. And she's there at the right time. She doesn't, she's not there the entire movie to be like an anchor. No, she's there for a little bit. It's set in Japan.
It's just beautiful.
It's for Yakuza stuff, shot beautifully. And then the thing that's super underrated, fight choreography is wonderful. Like it is super. I'm not the I'm not an expert in fight choreography, but we've seen enough corridor crew stuntman reacts to see what to look at, or to look at things that we need to be looking at, and
Mm-hmm.
they were great. Like gunfighting was great, combat was great, everything was practical. Um, yeah, she speaks Nihongo or Japanese for a good portion of the show. So again, it's good solid 6.5, maybe even 7. I mean, the only reason, like, again, our standards are very high too. It's just like we've seen this. It's
Yeah.
exactly like a little bit of John Wick mixed in with a little bit of uh uh, uh American Assassin
Professional
kind of type,
assassin. Yeah.
right? So,
Okay, so
but
I'll
yeah,
give it a shot. Because I
fun.
also checked the other reviews and a lot. Some of them were really down on it too. So I was like, maybe IGN was right with this one.
It's
But
again, baby. If you're expecting fucking a spy thriller like what was the movie that Charlize Theron did?
Atomic
Atomic
Blonde.
Blonde. There you go. Good timing for the trailer. No, it's not Atomic Blonde. Far from it. But it is definitely like a Leon the Assassin type, a John Wick type. I thought it was one. It's super simple. She got poisoned. She got X amount of time to find out who poisoned her, and she's killing her way to get to that person.
I'm game.
Fun,
I'm game.
fun.
Yeah.
Mary Elizabeth Weinstein. Yeah, text me please. Up next. Um,
This
oh,
one just came
so
out, so I haven't had time.
yeah,
I think it came out yesterday.
super, yeah, super quick. You were the one
I
that
know.
showed
I'm
the
gonna watch
Squid
it.
Game trailer in our episode 0. Again, I love a good Hunger Game type, good
If
kind
it's
of
done well.
sci-fi, nefarious group, organization, or person experimenting on the lives of people.
We
Love
enjoyed
that
Alice
story.
in
I
Borderland.
just wanted to. Alice in Borderland is like one of, yeah, and it's not. Is it top tier at S tier, A tier show? No, but the idea of like a week on week semi brainless, adventure, monster of the week kind of type, or monster of the episode kind of type, is fun. I saw the first episode. Suffers from pretty much every single Korean novella thing where it's a little draggy, a little slow to start, like super slow. Like the first 40 minutes, I was no. But once they get into the actual crux of the story, then I was hooked. So and I
Okay.
power through the first 35 minutes of the first episodes, and after that, I got hooked. So I'm definitely going to be like, I might binge this weekend because I don't have a lot to do. So Squid Game thing, a thing that we are reacted to now that we're watching, so we can provide you with updates moving forward. So it's on Netflix. Check it out. Fun not post apocalyptic, but people from all over get abducted to play a weird game of life and death, and we'll find out
I'm in. I'm
who's
in.
behind it in the end. All right. Now, at the end of our episodes, what we want to do is react to actually show you our reaction to things and then discuss them real quickly, things that we're extremely hyped about. And as Chubax mentioned a while ago, we are behind a little bit on the What If episodes, but I have not seen the latest mid-season finale trailer of What If. So we're gonna
I
play
waited
it
for this
with
too. Also,
sound right now, and
let's see.
I'm gonna make my screen
Why
bigger
stop
so I
at
can
one
see it too.
hero?
So all right.
Wait.
One
Was
who
that
can show hero.
the zombie?
Yeah, it looks like it's like a.
Oh, it was Bucky. I thought it was
One
Peggy
who
fighting
can
the
show
zombie.
you all of them.
Heroes are forged in darkness, defined by sacrifice. There is still hope for the multiverse. Here we go.
We do not back down from a fight.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Now or never.
Zombies! Great!
great idea.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
Hey!
What?
Who needs a plan?
It's
I
just
have
a
a
recap.
shield.
Did we see Captain Marvel? Oh, just in the end, right?
Yeah, we haven't seen Gamora.
What happened to you? You will see. Witness the biggest heroes of the multiverse.
Or small, if you catch my drift.
What if?
You know what they say when you're out of luck.
So not much
Always
new.
go duck.
I'm pretty
So
sure
just
no one.
there's a
says
couple
that.
of lines there that hasn't been in the series, like the when I think Thor said zombies, great idea.
Yeah, there's
That might-
some
I-
new scenes. Not a lot. This one was
Okay, but
new.
Cord, we see Cord, we see what's his name? Person from
The
Sakar.
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster Jeff Goldblum.
This one, the Captain Marvel scene wasn't there.
The Black Widow throwing
This one.
the shield.
This one I think is continuation of the zombie, maybe.
Or
Who is
or
this?
this one might be that's Pepper Potts with
Shuri.
Shuri. I think that's one when they're going to fight Killmonger.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right.
I am behind.
So that's it.
This
Looks
one.
it
Was
no, I don't think I've seen this still of
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye yet.
we haven't seen Thor, right?
We haven't seen Thor. Yeah.
We've seen
So
Ultron.
and well, that is the next episode. The next episode is Ultron getting all the Infinity Stones. So
Oh.
him being the gauntlet. So we'll see that that's going to be the mid-season finale, which is, so if I'm counting it correctly, if it's mid-season, that's the 7th episode. So are
12.
there going to be
Well,
14?
There's 6 out, right?
And then the mid-season is next Wednesday. We have one more.
Oh, okay. Let me Google if there's an announcement.
Yeah. Because I don't know how many episodes they're doing of What If. So at this point, I'm very refreshed by the idea that What If is kind of like a good palate cleanser. It's not one of those we're stressed if we don't watch it. Because WandaVision and Loki, it was so hard to go on social media and not, excuse me, like not be spoiled. I think there's like 10 to 12, maybe even 20.
It says 9
9
episodes. Yeah, that's what I've
Oh.
seen.
So maybe they're just taking a break before they release the last 2 episodes.
It said 9 episodes in total. The finale will release on October 6th.
Oh,
So no break.
and they're just gonna go run straight. Oh, maybe it's just
well-
like a mid-season trailer. All right, just like a reminder. Okay, nice.
It's just like hype trailer, I guess.
Okay, well, I think they kind of needed the hype trailer because I don't see a lot of hoopla around the What
Well,
If yet. Like,
it's animated. I mean, that alone turned off a lot of people. So I'm just having fun.
So What If, 9 episodes. We're at episode 7 next week. We'll catch up with all of those once we'll discuss the Killmonger episode, which I think it's interesting. I would really like to discuss that with more people. And then we'll have also the episode with Ultron becoming the Infinity Gauntlet on Wednesday. We have one more trailer to react to. I'm so hyped for this. So roll it.
I love that you are. I'm so hyped for it too.
We've had together in years.
I love you guys.
My only complaints for this,
I'm making up for some lost time.
the audio was too loud. I couldn't hear some of the dialogue.
Authorities are wondering if the
interesting.
masked vigilante who terrorized the city's underworld
I'm gonna
is
put on
back.
the captions.
The captions.
The past has caught up with me.
Should we be worried?
No, it's nothing. I'll be home for Christmas. I promise.
It's so much. Got the Aja graphic novel.
when I
So-
wore this suit.
The thing with this is the thing that I appreciate the most. They got the essence of the fraction
You're
run,
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you?
but
Some
they
people have
made
actually
it
called me
so different, which
the
I
world's
love.
greatest archer.
With the shades of Die Hard and
Are you one of those people?
Home Alone.
Christmas. Yeah.
Hey, babe, I should be back in a day or two. Hang on a second. Things have gotten more complicated.
And I love her.
This
So
is too dangerous. Definitely not this one.
You don't have to say definitely like that. Holy shit! There are arrows more dangerous than that one?
The chemistry looks good too.
Oh, it's just some Christmas.
put it on loop.
Big
So
fan. I love it.
I'm very excited to watch it's seemingly light MCU Disney Plus show, because all of our Disney Plus shows have been quite on the heavy end, so that's fun.
That's why I love it. You
Christmas-
know, and some people say, "Oh, the vibe is so different." That's why it's good because we get the fucked up ones, we get the weird ones, we get the Christmas happy light ones, Die Hard style.
I like that there is a range where this can be a little bit more campy, because how can you make fucking shooting an arrow, compare with a Time Lord such as He Who Remains and Loki and Loki kissing a female version of himself.
Yeah.
You can't. So you do something more fun and action, and then maybe a little bit more geared towards the kids. But I do like, because I was very concerned that the fraction run was of a Clint Barton. That's super fucked up, right? It's like it was not a our Clint Barton is the straight laced nice guy heart of the
Except
of
for
the
that
team.
Ronin run.
Well, again, if that's the thing, when the heart breaks, it really breaks.
Yes.
Right. So
But he got it
um,
back.
I like that they're calling back Ronin. So, I mean, we could theorize that. All right, why does Haley Steinfeld impersonating Ronin then? Is she
Probably-
really?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, if she impersonates Ronin, is she really that good? That's
how
what
good,
one
how
of the
good is she? Yeah, skills
Yeah.
wise. Yeah.
how because the good thing about the fraction one was there was a little bit of a little bit of a few chapters where Clint was testing Kate.
How good she
And
was.
how did Kate ever be going? I mean, that's the thing. I'm not too
I
familiar. on
forgot
how
to.
Kate-
She was just in Young Avengers already. I
Yeah.
forgot how
So-
she got in.
so I'm very excited
I think that's
to.
where she debuted in
Yeah.
Young Avengers.
She stole Hawkeye's bow.
Yeah.
But I want to know. I
forgot.
want to figure out how good she is. So that's great too. Maybe there's a training montage, like a protege. So Clint can retire peacefully. But
What
this
happened there
is-
with the bell though? I don't get it.
She just wanted to kind of ring the bell,
And then it broke.
but she shot it too hard, so it broke. Also shout out Haley Steinfeld, part Filipina, around
love her.
15 to 25%.
Ever
Again,
since I
it's-
saw her in True Grit.
She is
Big
a
fan.
wonderful. I'm very, very excited. I can't wait for the Teen Avengers to do something.
Young Avengers, you mean?
Yeah, I mean we have the Hawkeye. We have Hawkeye.
I
we
can't wait to
have,
see the Rogers musical.
the Avengers musical, or is it just
Rogers.
just
It's
Steve Rogers?
Rogers. I think it's the Rogers show or something.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. I find it weird though, because I watched I
Yeah, the
you
Rogers the musical.
So you scrubbing this back and forth. I see Hawkeye has always been left-handed, but I see Haley Steinfeld shooting right and shooting left, which you can't do in a bow because the bows are either left-handed or right-handed. So
Uh,
get your shit together, Marvel. But I like the entire family's there. It's still the same people.
no wife
I
though. I
think
don't know. Maybe she's. Well, she did. I think he was on the phone with her, so
yeah.
should still be there.
Good call. Good call because they were having dinner. We didn't see wife. The wife wasn't in the car. Did
Yeah.
they get divorced?
No, when he was talking to her, it sounded like unless it was just
No, but she hasn't
There, see?
figured out
I
what
should
had
be
happened.
back in a day or two. Hang on a second.
But the wife isn't there, so it's just the kids with her.
no. That's
So
why.
are they splitting
No,
time with the kids?
when I think maybe he just took them for vacation or something. Because
Without
she was
the wife?
talking, he's talking to the wife, and he's like, "I'll be back in a day or two." That's it.
Yeah, back to with the kids. We'll see. We'll
Got it.
figure it out. But I'm
I hope they didn't break
maybe
up.
yeah.
He didn't.
may,
Natasha didn't die for him to be divorced from the wife.
no, but maybe he's just like spending a time apart because he did have a 5-year killing rampage. So we'll figure out. But I'm very very excited about.
If my wife
Hawkeye's
went on
this-
a 5-year killing rampage because she lost me, I'd be pretty amazed and proud. Not the
yeah, but
not
they'll
disturbed.
but yeah, you'll be proud, but you'll always be looking in the side of your eye. What if like she grabs a fork in a way that she usually handles a fork and stabs you in the neck, right? We'll
well,
never know.
if it's death by wife, I'll live with it.
Awesome. So we tackled a lot of stuff this week, and we'll have even more. And again, don't forget you, the listener. We're on Twitter. Follow us at +63HP. We are in the major podcasting services around the globe. Apple Podcast, Spotify. Just search +63HP. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search +63HP on YouTube, or if you want the shorter link, bit.ly/+63HP. We will, we were trying to grow this community. We'll try to, exchange more notes. We'll have more fun shows, fun games, fun stories, and fun experiences to share with you guys. And we'd love for you guys to share yours with us as well. And then we'll just keep sharing cool things where we don't have to waste too much time in uh, watching and experiencing crappy shows. Any other final thoughts and notes from you, Chubax?
Uh we're good, I think. Happy we did cut a lot of time off from reaching our goal of 1 hour. So we're at 117 right now. Down from 145 or 148 last week. So we're getting there.
Not a hard target, but we know you guys this time is very important. So we try to be efficient and just get hit to the cool notes and cool shows that we want you guys to experience as well. Don't forget we have another playlist in our podcast and in our YouTube channel where we play our very very first D&D campaign. So that's
And I cannot wait for tomorrow.
So that's hashtag +63 D&D, where Chubax, myself, and our other best friend RJ is being dungeon mastered by Chubax's cousin-in-law,
Yes,
nephew-in-law,
Yeah, my wife's cousin.
cousin-in-law, Angela. So it's been fun. I like that we're fumbling and we don't know what we're doing, but we're still enjoying. So that's kind of the main point of us, very very old people starting our own D&D campaign. So we're very excited. I think it's the best time to see how it goes if you have no D&D experience, or you just
Yes.
want to see a couple of fools make fool of themselves. Super fun. This podcast comes out Tuesday midnight Eastern Standard Time. Also noon Philippine Standard Time. So catch us then. And our D&D podcast comes out Thursday midnight Eastern Standard Time, and Thursday noon Philippine Standard Time. So we got both coasts covered. So make sure that you have all those notifications on so you know when our new episodes are dropping. Next week we'll have more What If. We would have watched more episodes of Squid Game.
Squid
I
Game.
would have seen Malignant,
I will have seen
and
King and Schumacher.
we'll definitely have more shows that will be interested in sharing our opinions and thoughts with you guys. With that, thank you, Chubax. You're the best. I'll
Thank
be
you,
seeing
Jong.
you in a few hours for our D&D
Yes.
stuff. And thank you, listeners, and we'll see you next week. Bye.